Hello everyone, welcome back to Metis IS, and today we are continuing the urban local bodies part which we have started in the last part. So we have done why do we need urban local bodies. We have seen the if you have not watched, please do watch it because the importance, what is the need, what is the requirement of urban local bodies will decide what it will do and how the institutions will be created. So today's part you'll be able to understand when you understand the need of it. Because when you understand the need, you are obviously able to write the answer whether based on that need we created an institutions to fulfill that, and we gave it certain functions, certain powers and responsibilities to perform or to fulfill that need. So when you want to check whether that institutions or those powers and responsibilities were successful in achieving their goals or not, how you will check? Based on need, based on for what it was created and for what it did. Okay, so its achievements, its challenges will be based on the need, requirement. So today we are starting here is the historical evolution. So this is the Municipal Corporation of Chennai, earlier known as Madras. So earlier municipal corporation that was the British made, and first one was in Madras in 1688, and next in Bombay and Calcutta in 1762. So why Madras, Bombay and Calcutta? You must remember Densis, they were the main towns, main cities, and for them municipal corporation was created. And later on in our panchayat lectures also we have seen how it evolved during British time and later what all committees were there. I request you to watch that part also if you have not watched it, because in panchayat part we have done the complete local self government evolution, its committees, everything, right? So you must watch that. So here we have seen that after that Lord Ripon, he's also known as the father of self government, local self government, and he also brought certain changes in urban local bodies. And finally the major change was brought through 74th Constitutional Amendment Act after independence, which granted them constitutional status, right? And thus empowering local self governance. So what was 74th Constitutional Amendment Act? See, 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act added, or it had part 9. This 74th Constitutional Amendment added part 9A. This is with regard to panchayats, and this one is with regard to municipality. For panchayats, the schedule, the powers which were, so this is part 9 of the constitution. For this, the powers or the functions are referred in schedule 11. For this, the powers or the functions are referred in schedule 12. So, for panchayats, part 9 was added and schedule 12 was added. For panchayat, part 9 was added and schedule 11 was added. And for municipalities, urban local bodies, part 9A was added and schedule 12 was added. So, constitution empowerment was done under part 9A. 74th Constitution Amendment Act, it recognized urban local bodies as third tier of governance, which granted them authority and responsibility. So the main function was to perform effective urban governance, to decentralize the process, to increase people's participation and make life easier in urban areas. That is to increase ease of. So the main purpose is that now for every need you have an idea. I said we have an idea. Based on that idea, we create institutions. So, for that institution to be created, you should define what it will be, who will be its members, what powers it will have. For performing those powers, what financial sources it will have, and if it is doing certain expenses, you need to audit that also to maintain accountability, right? And who will be part, will be chosen by someone, right? That is, some electing body will be there. So here in these articles the same thing is given, exactly same thing. Means koi institution banana hai, so you should have what it is, who will be part of it, what powers authorities it will have, from where it will get its finances, how the finances will be checked, if there is a certain existing body what it will do, and how it will be lapsed. So here there is in 243p, remember it starts with p because 243o was still panchayats. So from article 243 to 243o was for panchayats. Here after panchayat, that is the article 243p, begins with municipalities, and here it's still z, and we have started a new series after z. Okay, so it's 243p, that is definitions are there, then constitution of panchayat, then what will be coming, how the ward committees will be formed, if composition is there, what will be the seats of or reservation for marginalized communities, that is women or SC, ST, etc. What will be the duration, for how much time it will work, and who are qualified or who are disqualified from being the member of it. So this is your structure and composition. So this defines your structure and composition of the institution. Next defines what powers, authorities it has. Then it defines what finances it can have. Finances, may it can have its own finances or it can get grants. Grants it will get from finance commission, that is state finance commission. Then it is doing certain expenses that has to be checked, that is audit. How these people will come through elections, so state election commission. Then where all it will be applied, it will, whether it will apply to, it will not apply, these have to be formed. What happens to existing laws and municipalities are mentioned. And in elections, are courts allowed to interfere or not in electoral matters? All these are the articles. So remembering article is very easy here. Though you know, need not to, but it is very easy. The organization is structure and composition. Then it talks about powers, authorities, and responsibilities. Then it talks about finances, and then audit, elections, and where all it will be applied, and what happens to existing laws. Now coming on, what are the key features of 74th Constitution Amendment Act? So first important feature is that it recognized constitutionally the existence, the presence of urban local bodies. From article 243p to 243zg, it recognizes the third tier of government at urban level. Next, there is different types of municipalities. Different types of municipalities, as in that there are certain areas which are very small compared to the cities, the major cities. For example, in an area, let's say this is an area, here this part is rural part, or I would say this part is rural part. Now the part which is contiguous to it, it will neither be completely city nor it will be completely rural. It is transitionary phase. Here you need certain thing called as Nagar Panchayat. Then you can have this city, and this city can be smaller or larger. So based on whether it is smaller urban area, it will be municipal council, and whether it is very large city with a population more than 1 lakh, then it is municipal corporation. Okay. Next, how do we decide whether a urban local body will be what? Whether it will be seeing different types of urban local bodies, governance bodies, that is notified area committee. Apart from that, these are also there. So who is the deciding body whether the urban local body or the body will be industrial township, or what services it will provide? So it is the governor who decides it. Governor tells whether a designated area is what, and he may establish it as industrial township also based on whether the basic function, the foundational function of that city is industrial establishment or not. For example, Jamshedpur is the steel city, so that is industrial establishment. So what are the factors which led to specification of an area, whether what area will be what, whether it will be transitionary area, small urban area, or larger urban area? So it's the governor decision whether there will be Nagar Panchayat, there will be municipal council or municipal corporation. And on what factors it is decided? Obviously, first is what is the population? What is the population to be catered? What is the density of population? Whether they are living in a very small area, highly dense or sparsely dense. Then, what is the revenue generation of the local administration? What is the percentage of non agriculture activities, that is, non farm activities? Means agriculture is the main function of, or mainly it is a predominant occupation in rural areas. But in urban areas, we see there's a transition from urban to industry led or service led economy. So, what is that percentage? Then, what is the economic importance or any other factor if the government decides? So, it can be population, density, revenue generated, it can be on the percentage of non agriculture activities, people employed under non agriculture activities, and economic importance. So, based on this, we have different types of areas, we have different types of notified urban local bodies, and here we'll do one by one. First is notified area committee. Apart from municipal corporation, municipal council, and Nagar Panchayat, we have these. So, first is notified area committee. It is created by state government notification, means it is notified by whom? State government. Why it is done? You do a notification where you see potential. That potential is of fast development, whether it can fastly develop into town or industrial area. But since it is notified by central government, there is no role of parliament here or state legislature here, mainly state legislature. There is no role of state legislature. So it is not legal, means it is not statutory, it is just a notification. Anytime the notification can be taken back also. So it is made by executive notification where the potential of fast development is seen, and it is not a statutory body. The body is nominated by state government. Example is Faridabad, Haryana. Then is town area committee. Town area committee is formed by a separate act of state legislature. So there is a act of state legislature which makes it. It is not completely municipal, rather it is a town, that is again a transitionary small towns. It is semi municipal. Semi municipal it is. So there can be some members who are elected, there can be some members who are nominated by the government. For example, North Guwahati Town Committee. Okay, so it is made by act, that is, it means it is statutory. यहाँ पे the name was itself was notified, means notification से आया. Next is cantonment board. Cantonment board or canton is basically for military purposes. So they are managed largely by Ministry of Defense. See what happens, earlier there was certain military areas, and slowly the township has, the civilians have started residing there. So that township care of local needs has to be taken care of. So it is largely managed by Ministry of Defense, because there is permanent military presence there. They are partly elected, partly nominated both. For example, Cantonment Board Pune, there can be Ambala Cant, Delhi Cant, these. So elected representative with military officers are there as ex officio president. Next is township. Township is basically for the large public enterprises. Okay, for example, in Rajasthan, there is Hindustan Zinc Township. Means the company was formed, the factory was formed there, the industry was led, and slowly the housing, the for the employees there, the housing colonies started beginning. So that is the large public enterprises, to serve their needs, the housing facilities are given. So they are appointed members, they are not elected and appointed by the enterprise only. In this case, Hindustan Zinc Township. Next is Port Trust. Again, ports are mainly formed by the Act of Parliament, Act under the major ports, right? So there also people will reside. There will be complete trust over there. So here the trust is built, for example, Mumbai Port Trust, and that trust is responsible for port management and civic services. The members are elected and nominated. Next is special purpose agency. From the name only you can guess what it is. Means for the special purpose, for one specific purpose it has been created. For example, Delhi Jal Board. So Jal means directly it is created just for water supply. So its sole function is to ensure water supply. So that means that is special purpose agency. Not everything it will be doing. It will be doing some specific part. So it will set up functions like housing, pollution control, anything can be done. It can be statutory body function based because that function will be or the authority will be provided through law. It is autonomously governed and it is not under the urban local body. So these are different urban governance bodies. There can be mix and match of anything in that area because the areas are so complicated right now. Okay, for example, Delhi is municipal corporation, but it has special purpose agency as Delhi Jal Board. Mumbai, the simultaneous trust wala part, that is Mumbai part, that comes under the parliamentary statute of trust. Okay, so these are different types of governance body. In the next part, we'll be looking at how the composition is there, what are the provisions of the other provisions of the act, and then we'll see how it completely administration is done and what are the powers and responsibilities. Okay, thank you so much.